I never thought I'd see the day my own son looked at me like a stranger. But that day came, under the cold lights of a courtroom. He stood across from me in a suit I'd helped him buy. His wife sat beside him, whispering things I couldn't hear, and I sat there alone. My hands were shaking, but not from fear, from disbelief, because the boy I raised, the one who used to run to me after school, the one who cried when I held him through heartbreak, was now calling me senile. It started months earlier. After my husband passed, I inherited the house we'd built together. A simple 2-story home, nothing fancy, but every brick held a piece of our life. My son, Daniel, started visiting more often after that. At first, I thought it was love. Then I noticed he always came with folders, papers, polite smiles that didn't reach his eyes. One afternoon, he said, "Mom, maybe it's time to transfer the house to my name for safekeeping, in case something happens." I smiled and said, "I'm still quite capable of signing my own checks, Daniel." He laughed, but it wasn't a kind laugh. That was the first time I saw it, the quiet greed behind his charm. Weeks later, I found out he'd filed a petition claiming I wasn't mentally fit to handle my affairs. He wanted control of my estate, every dollar, every brick of that house. And so we ended up in court. I sat there as his lawyer painted me as a confused old woman. Mrs. Bennet often forgets appointments. She's misplaced funds. She's deteriorating. Each word felt like a knife twisting slow, but the real wound came when Daniel stood up, looked the judge in the eye, and said, "She's senile, Your Honor. I just want to protect her from herself." Protect me? I'd protected him his whole life, from bullies, from heartbreak, from his own mistakes. Now he wanted to protect me from my own home? I wanted to speak, but my lawyer gently placed a hand on mine. "Wait," she whispered. "Let the recorder play." The judge nodded, and the audio began. It was Daniel's voice, recorded a few weeks prior when he didn't know I was listening in the next room. "Once Mom signs those papers, the house is ours. She won't even realize what she's giving up. Just act patient. She's old. She forgets things." His wife's voice followed, "And if she doesn't sign, we'll make her look unfit. She's forgetful enough already." You could have heard a pin drop in that room. Daniel's face went pale. The judge raised an eyebrow, and I didn't smile, not even a little. Because when your own child betrays you, victory feels hollow. The court ruled in my favor. Daniel lost the case, and I kept my home. He didn't come to see me for months after that, and in truth, I didn't expect him to. But one night, near Christmas, there was a knock at my door. When I opened it, he stood there, thinner, broken. "Mom," he said quietly, "I'm sorry. I was stupid. I thought I was doing what was best for me, but I forgot who taught me everything I know." I didn't say much. I just reached out, took his hand, and whispered, "The hardest part about forgiveness, son, isn't saying, 'I forgive you.' It's meaning it when your heart still hurts." He cried, I cried, and though trust takes time, that night was the first step. Now, the house is still mine, legally and emotionally. But sometimes when Daniel visits with his children, I see him watching me. And I think he finally understands. You can inherit a house, but you can't inherit integrity. That, you build or lose, all on your own.